What is up, everyone? Dean Soto here. Prosulum.com, Prosulum.com, and freedomin5minutes.com. Here, let's talk about, we are going to be talking about, oh my gosh, I can't even get into it. We're going to be talking about you can't read other people's minds, so why would you expect others to read yours? That and more coming up. That's what I do with my podcast. So I recently got a new car, and it has a whole thing on where you can listen to podcasts and stuff. And I was like, let me go check out the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast, see if it's on there. Lo and behold, it's on there. So you can hear me. If you type in, if you have a car that can do podcasts and stuff, Freedom in 5 Minutes. We're on episode, I think, 200 now. At least it was 199, and I just saw one of my amazing guys working on it right now. You're awesome. Thank you so much for doing that, by the way, if you're watching this. And with that comes the main topic. So anyway, I was checking that out, and it made me remember. So when I had first started outsourcing back in the day, I think I've told this story before, at least on other videos, maybe even on the podcast, that my very first, so I had read the 4-Hour Work Week. I was working at an aerospace company, one of the largest in the world, and I read the 4-Hour Work Week, and I'm like, dude, this makes sense. This totally clicks with me. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And so I found I don't know what, it was Elance. Yeah, when Elance actually came out. Now that's part of Upwork. I think Odesk and Elance merged together to create Upwork, which is super. It's pretty much the most popular place to start outsourcing. But I remember the first person that I started offloading my work to. It was a lady named Tazeen who was in India, and I think it was like $8 an hour, $9 an hour. Might have even been more than that. And I was like, this is crazy. I'm outsourcing just like the big boys. This is amazing. Wow. And I told her, I want you to create this a spreadsheet that is, I forgot what the spreadsheet did, but it was this complicated spreadsheet. And I just emailed her. I said, hey, can you create this spreadsheet to do this thing? And she comes back and, yes, sir, I can do that. Absolutely. So she comes back, and it wasn't what I wanted. And I didn't know what the heck she had done. It was like, what? Okay, that's interesting. And, but hey, I got something done. That's cool. So I looked at it and I write back to her. I'm like, well, could you do this instead? Can you make it, this is what it's supposed to do. And she's like, yes, sir, I can do that. And it wasn't what I wanted. And over and over and over and over again, I had no idea. Look, in my mind, what I was writing down was simple English, simple enough for somebody who can speak English to understand what the heck I wanted. And it just was not happening. Every single time I was like, what the heck? Why is this so hard to understand? And turns out that, and so after that whole thing, I decided I'm going to take a pause on outsourcing and do the thing myself. So I ended up just doing the Excel spreadsheet that I wanted done. And so she just had no idea what I wanted, right? But I was speaking plain English. It wasn't just because she was in a different country. It was literally because of she couldn't read my mind, which I thought was super clear how I was communicating it. Just like I could not read her mind if she were to ask me to do something that was relatively complicated. So when all said and done, I ended up tabling outsourcing for a few years until I learned other ways of doing it. And that process always stuck with me. That story always stuck with me because it was the epitome of not being clear in your documentation, not necessarily clear in your communication, clear in your documentation. We don't want to just communicate, we want to documentate. I don't even think that's a word, but we got to do it, okay? Document your processes. Document what is in your head, okay? Nobody is going to understand you fully, But if you have a document that's literally step-by-step with pictures, pointing arrows where they need to click and type things and all that other stuff, be as specific as possible. If you're able to do that, you will find that your mind actually can be read because your mind is on the paper. Step by step, clear as day, okay? This is not paper, that's my hand. But you get the point, right? This is my hand, but pretend it's paper. You can look at it. Whoa, that's what Dean's saying right there. I like that, right? No more communicating, more documenting, okay? Documentating, okay? Let's get it going. The more that you're able to document. And if you have a virtual systems architect from prosulum.com, you can do that in 5 minutes. You can literally do a video. They'll document everything, boop, step by step, and then they can read your mind and actually do what you told them because it's right there. Bam, 5 minutes of your time, done. But until then, you're still not going to be a mind reader. And until you start getting things documented, that's when you're going to see the major changes happening. So this is Dean Soto. Go check out prosulum.com, prosulum.com. Really cool documentary on there. Talks about a lot of this stuff that we're talking about. And check out freedomin5minutes.com. Check out the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Listen to it in your car. You're going to learn a lot. So this is Dean Soto. Catch you later on the flip side. Bye. See you next time.